There was drama in the Magistrates Court in Benoni as hundreds of angry residents protested. The 30-year-old suspect who was appearing was accused of murdering a 4-year-old child, Bokgabo Poo. It's a story that we have been reporting on for several days since she was reported missing last Monday. The child's body was found mutilated over the weekend near her home. Our reporter Ahmed Kajee is outside the family home now. Ahmed, you were also just outside court, but you are at the family home because that's where we're expecting a government delegation led by the Gauteng Premier to visit today.
Yes, very much so, Tamboville. We are expecting the Premier, Panyaza Lesufi, to make his way through to the home of the 4-year-old who was murdered earlier in the month to come through within the next few moments. The visit was scheduled to start at 12 o'clock this afternoon. We do understand that he currently is at a police station nearby with his team getting briefed before making his way through to the home as well. But just to take you back around an hour or so as to what we had seen in court, we do understand that the father of the girl who was murdered was actually hurled himself at the accused person. A few of sources from inside of the court saying that this actually was triggered by the fact that the suspect has a private lawyer, and given that particular case on that front. But what we had also seen outside court as well is many of the community members actually saying that they want to get their hands on the suspect, calling for his blood. Actually, they actually spoke to us early on. They said that if the community gets a hold of the suspect, they will kill him. They do actually want his blood as well. Many of the law enforcement officials who were on the ground needed to actually drive pretty fast and pretty aggressively outside the magistrates court to actually make their way with the suspect to the necessary holding facilities as well. The community have also said and have accused members from the local law enforcement and the local police stations of actually just using the community for bribes and not carrying out their duties effectively. That's just one of the many grievances for the community coming out of this particular incident which we had seen last week and today as well. They have called on the Premier, Panyaza Lesufi, to assist the family. They say not many people in this particular family is employed, so they actually are calling on for assistance on that front. And then they are also called to Police Minister Bokgabo, as we had seen through various incidents of violence, murders and rapes, and perhaps mob violence and even illegal mining, to say that Police Minister Bokgabo needs to do more to ensure that law enforcement in South Africa increases and is more effective as well. And that's just some of the major themes which we had seen over the last 2 hours coming out of Benoni and the Actonville and Wattville region here as well. As I mentioned just a few moments ago, we will be expecting the Premier Panyaza Lesufi to be making his way through to the home here in Wattville in the coming moments.
Ultimately, Ahmed, this is a community that feels let down by the legal system because they say crime has continued and now the worst has happened in the murder of a little girl.
Yes, very much so, and that's exactly what is being said, and that's just some of the sentiments coming out here from the community as well. This has been an area out in the east of Johannesburg, in the east of Gauteng, which has been notorious for various other crimes as well. This particular area also has illegal mining along with the west of Gauteng in the form of Krugersdorp and Kagiso. That's just some of the major crime points which this particular community is raising. We had just heard a few sirens a few moments ago, so we assume that the Premier Panyaza Lesufi will be within the household in the next few moments, Tamboville. But the family has will be soon appointing a spokesperson as well to perhaps speak to us a bit later on, to maybe just give us their thoughts, their ideas, and just exactly what is going through the family's mind. This is generally a very difficult time that families more often than not go through, and one wouldn't normally expect for a 4-year-old baby or a 4-year-old child to be found in the way that she was actually mutilated in a park which is probably just around 2 kilometers from here, Tamboville, perhaps even less. Walking distance, probably about a 5-minute walk from where we are currently. When we are coming in, there were a few EFF members there present as well. And that's just just what we are seeing as well over the course of today as well. We are seeing a few more vehicles coming through. I'm just going to ask my colleague Morena to maybe just take you through the officials coming through this particular area, Tamboville, as we are seeing this delegation led by the Premier Panyaza Lesufi coming through as well. You will see these vehicles coming in here as well, Tamboville. I'm just going to let you just take these visuals in as they make their way in.
Carrying the Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi, who's due to visit the family of Bokgabo Poo, a 4-year-old found murdered. As things stand, a 30-year-old man has already appeared in court today, charged, among other things, with murder, kidnapping, as well as violating a body, because, as Ahmed was saying, the body of this little girl, tragic enough that she was murdered, her body was found dismembered. So that's part of what police are now having to deal with in the courts. The community saying, as Lesufi arrives today, as the head of the government in the province, they want more than just words of condolences. They want to see action being taken to end this sort of thing. They've been on the search for this little girl for about a week. That's the Community Safety MEC, Faith Mazibuko, you see there in the glasses. She's among the delegation that's arrived from the government, and perhaps the best person to speak to as far as police work in bringing an end to these sort of crimes, I should say. There is the Premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, now arriving, going to go inside and meet with the family. In some of the reporting yesterday, as you'd imagine, the mother of this 4-year-old child had been distraught. Some relatives, if you too have been following the story, you'd have seen on social media posts with broken heart emojis saying, "Where is our little girl?" until news over the weekend that she had been murdered. We can move on now. We'll bring you more from that visit by the Gauteng Premier to the home, the family home of the murdered 4-year-old Bokgabo Poo later this afternoon.